Today we're going to replace the screen on a Triton Traverse. First thing we're going to need to do is pop down this screen area. So we just got to remove two screws. One is going to be on each side of the ATM right here. You're going to find one here, and there will be one on the other side also. I've already removed that on this machine. Once you've removed those two screws, we're going to remove this metal sheathing here, and if you have an internet wire, you should disconnect that. Make sure your machine is off, by the way. Next, we're going to remove these 4 screws. The next thing we're going to do is remove the screen cable. The screen cable is right here. To pull the screen cable out, you actually have to pop down these little black tabs. Having a bit of a nail is helpful for that. And then you should be able to just wiggle out the screen wire, and then the screen wire should be able to just hang like that. Then you'll be able to just drop this and at the same time gently pull the screen cable through the hole. Next, we're going to remove the screen. There's a couple screws here, and they'll be in black this time. I'm going to leave a top screw as my last screw so that when I finish these it doesn't fall down on me. These screws are also going into plastic, so when you re-tighten them, you don't want to over-tighten them, or they may strip the internal plastic, making it a bit of a loose screw. Okay, I'm going to remove the final screw, and nothing serious is going to happen. It might move a bit, but as I take that screw out, we should be able to just remove this off now. And if you have the black thing stick to your screen, you just remove it and then reapply it inside this little gap here. It's actually not the worst thing in the world. And then when you're done with that, you take the new screen ribbon cable out like this, pop it back down in. You're going to want to do kind of the bottom first, and then you're going to want to do a bottom screw first, because if you do it from the top, it might not fit in nicely. And I'm just going to do kind of a first screw nice and only semi-tight, not really too tight. And then I'm going to do the one on the opposite side next. And then I'm going to switch to the top now. I just want to make sure it comes up nicely, and you can check that from the front side also. If it doesn't look nice, just remove the screws and then kind of redo it a little bit. Once again, don't over tighten these screws. They don't need to be over tightened. Thankfully no one touches this screen, unlike touchscreen devices. Make sure they're in there good. And then we're going to do a little bit of a trick now. We're going to slide just the bottom of this guy in here, And then we're gonna lift this guy up into position here. And then we're gonna take just one screw and we're just gonna hand thread this. And then we're just gonna hand thread this one also. And then we're going to play with this guy down here. So with your new cable, you're gonna wanna be gentle. You don't wanna bend it. And you just kind of want it to go. And there's lots of cable there, so you can pull on it a bit. You just want it to go inside, and you want it to go inside flat, just like that. And then you just kind of want to make sure it goes in square, and then close this little black gap. Once you push this little black piece up, it holds the screen in place, and then it should be good. Now we'll do the final 2 screws here, making sure on this corner that we get all the grounding straps back inside here. That's going to be important. Sometimes this can be tricky. There we go. Now we'll tighten these up. And we can put our protective sheathing back on. And it kind of goes in a hole here and then a hole here, and then kind of tucks up nicely. And if you have an internet cable, you can reconnect that now also. And we can pop this guy back. Whoop. Thread these in. And do the other side. And that's pretty much it. You can turn your screen back on now and flick everything on with the power switch.